Is it a work? Is it not a work? What's going on with Cody Rhodes and Vince Russo? This is crazy. So apparently Cody Rhodes in an interview called Vince Russo a homophobe and said he wouldn't be welcome at All In. Russo says he was conversating with someone involved in All In. And, Vince Russo over on his podcast has been, we've had Russo on the show, obviously. And Vince Russo on his podcast has always been critical in the past of, guys like Kevin Owens and, the Ring of Honor stuff and the New Japan stuff, sort of that little hip crowd, the internet smart type fans. He has a show where he makes fun of marks. He calls them marks. Many people call them smarks, maybe, whatever you want to call it. I think it's all stupid, but Cody Rhodes is aware that Vince Russo has been critical of the work that they've all done, and therefore I think defending it a bit. But he went so far as to call Russo, Vince Russo, a homophobe, to which set Russo into a just epic rant. But by the way, I can tell you, I don't think Russo is a homophobe. Here's the thing about Russo. What is he, like 60 now? I say things that the new young 20-year-olds and younger, would find appalling, because we grew up in different eras where, like, people used to make fun of people for all kinds of shit, I think all of us busting each other's balls about, calling each other the worst things, as long as we're all friends, I think that's funny. So nowadays people hear that and they go, oh my God, you're a crazy whatever. Now Vince Russo made comments that were something like, he thought something was wrong with the wrestling fans that go to these Ring of Honor shows and go to these independent shows, because they're always talking about how the guy has good abs, or they're full erection because of that match. I had a full boner because of that match, or like I jizzed in my pants because of the match. And Vince was like, that's just not normal, bro. Something's wrong, So when he says that, I believe those are the comments that Cody Rhodes is alluding to that sound homophobic, as if there was something wrong with somebody jizzing in their pants to other men, basically saying that there's something wrong with you if you do that. I don't agree. I get it. I think Vince is he always likes to go, I'm an Italian guy from New York. And if I know anything about guys like that, there's a lot of crazy pride and over pride sometimes. And many people that get offended about things. You disrespected me and all this dumb male macho bullshit that I don't really like. But that being said, I think maybe homophobe is the right word, because like there's a phobia, right, towards spiders. Like you can have a phobia to spiders. Like I don't hate spiders. I don't want to eradicate all the spiders on the planet, but I'm a little bit arachnophobic to the spider. So I could see how somebody would think maybe Vince would be a little homophobic. I don't think he hates gay people, though. He doesn't hate gay people. He doesn't want gay people to not exist. Hell, he'll even hire a gay guy if he could. He hired he has a female, a transgender person working on his network. You know what I mean? He's not, I don't think he's just not. He's an open-minded guy who can be a little bit of a contradiction sometimes, and he's old school, and he don't give a shit what he says. If it offends you, oh well, tough luck. And I'm the same way in many ways. I don't give a shit either. If you're a snowflake, that's your issue. I know what I am, and Vince knows what he is. But I can see how those comments are, because you're like, well, what's wrong with the guy saying that I jizz my pants? Well, I get what he's saying, because if I was a kid and I was saying stuff like, oh my God, I jizz my pants to, I would have been probably slapped around, at least by my mother's ex-boyfriend, because he would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you, And it's just something that, many guys don't understand, especially athlete guys, like sports guys, some sports guys. Like if I was in the locker room, and in a hockey locker room, I've been in a lot of hockey locker rooms, right? And if I ever said that, God, did you see that guy deke that dude out and then go to the net and then score, dude? I had a fucking erection from that, dude. I had a boner from that. The guys in the locker room been like, well, you a fucking, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're like, they just they don't get it. You know what I mean? They don't get the joke. It sounds weird to them, you know? But yet, many of them I know don't have problems with gay people. But there is like a phobia when you start getting in their space about it. And I think that's what Cody is saying. I like Cody Rhodes. I really do. I like Cody Rhodes. I like Vince a bit, and I like Cody Rhodes. I don't know Cody at all, other than what I've seen of him live and what I've been told by other wrestlers, and they've just loved this guy. They love Cody. I do think he comes off a little smug in this interview, like where he's like, we're not going to allow him at our event and stuff like that. And he's like, and I hated that era. You know, whatever he did, I didn't even like it. You know what I mean? When everybody was trying to always be shocking and stuff like that. So to me, it sounds like Cody Rhodes doesn't like shock value stuff. And I don't necessarily know what that means. But I'll tell Cody Rhodes it was 10 times better than what's going on right now. So I will defend and say that I think Cody Rhodes is incorrect about that. I wish that, and I like Russo, I like Cody, and I liked Russo's idea that he could come to the All-In event and be the heel and really piss off all the marks and everything. And I think that would be very cool. They could have done a cool moment where Vince, you know, came out there and said he was hired or something, or, you know, then they kicked him out and then they made fun of him, and the whole crowd could have, I mean, they might have killed him there, you know. But anyway, maybe this all is a work. Who knows? Maybe we're being worked. You know, I don't know. It's very weird. But Russo went off, dude.
Know them.
The best is, I think Vince Russo says bro about 700 times in the first 20 minutes. And he says homophobe, and he also says that he's anti-systematic or something like that.
I moved from freaking Atlanta, Georgia, because it was the most racist place I had ever been in my freaking life, and I couldn't stand it. And I went on the record, bro, and I've said 10 times the white people were more racist than the black people, bro. I said it, and I couldn't stand it. And I left because I didn't want my kids to be raised in that. Hey, kid, bro. Until I was leaving when I was 17, 18 years old, bro. As a kid, bro. We lived there my whole childhood, bro. We moved there when I was in the 4th grade. Said, bro, come on here. I'll tell you right to your face, you're a jackass. Because I would never, bro, label anybody a racist, a homophobe, a sexist, an anti-Semitic. Those are the most horrible freaking things to call somebody. Bro, that's the latest. I'm anti-Semitic.
Well, you call someone the N-word or the F-word, I guess. That could be bad.
Anti-Semitic. Bro, my
anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic. Those are the most horrible freaking things to call somebody. Bro, that's the latest. I'm anti-Semitic.
I'm anti-Semitic. Oh, goddamn, this is gold, man. That's the latest thing, bro, that I'm anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic. Bro, my freaking best friend growing up was Greg Perlmutter, for crying out loud. What kind of a name is Perlmutter, bro? You tell me. I went to his brother's freaking bar mitzvah, bro.
You know, and you know, to Russo, these people don't care. These people don't care. You could have all black friends or all gay friends. They would still say, "Oh, I've got friends." Yeah, that's what they all say. Because it's an SJW's train, man. What this is what SJWs do, and I feel like Cody Rhodes is doing this. This is what snowflakes do. Unfortunately, I wouldn't think that the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes would be snowflake like SJWs. But what they do is when they don't agree with you, they go to something that can sort of create a mob mentality against you, right? They'll say anything. So rather than Cody Rhodes just saying, we haven't spoken to Vince, we don't plan on having him here, a lot of respect to Vince and whatever he's done in the past, but this is an event that's about us right now, and we just don't need we don't need to have Vince there right now, that's all. That's what you would say. But instead he decided to say like, oh, well, he's a homophobe, and what he did in the past with the shock value stuff, yeah, that's not what we're about. We want to be inclusive. And it's like, why did you bring that up? That is so weird to bring up. All right. I mean, obviously Cody Rhodes is going to the Ryan Satin School of Stupidity, right? But let's see what else we got here. But just, yeah, I mean, so I'm a bit disappointed in Cody Rhodes. I'm disappointed in those guys that they didn't just keep it about the wrestling. Instead, he had to call somebody homophobic, especially a guy like Vince who's like 60-something. You know, Vince says a bunch of homophobic-ish stuff. Vince says a bunch of stuff that's, you know, borderline. But you know what I mean? A lot of people do, and they're not actually, you know, I mean, he knows what he's doing, you know, and then this started on Twitter too. And I think that it's just disappointing. If you don't want the guy there, just say you don't want the guy there, you know, and especially when the guy is trying to offer his help and for free and whatever, you know, no thanks, Vince, thanks, but no thanks, Vince. You know what I mean? You crapped on us for like 2 years and now you want to come to the show? Like, come on. You know, you could say that. But randomly just, oh, well, he's a homophobe. So now you got people online calling him a homophobe. You know, what's actually happening to Vince Russo and what's happened to him with Ryan Satin is far more bullying than any bullying that Vince Russo has done to anybody. That's the funny thing. That's the funny thing about these people is the bullying that's happened to him is way worse than the bullying that's happened to anybody else. And listen, if somebody was a scumbag, I'd come out and tell you. I'd be like, you know what? I agree. He's a fucking scumbag. Call him out as a fucking homophobe. But I don't know, man. You know, it's all fun if you're like fucking around, joking around with somebody, you know. But you know, Vince Russo was really a piece of crap with this. I've made fun of Vince Russo for this stuff. You guys know that. I made fun of him when he used to do creepy stuff with women. You know, when he'd be like, Roxanne's gonna be there and Tiffany's gonna be there. If you buy a ticket, you never know. They're gorgeous women. You might get to touch them. You don't know what's gonna happen. Basically, like, kind of like whoring them out in a weird way. And I made fun of that. I was like, oh, that's funny. And I made fun of it. I thought it was weird. But I didn't go on an attack like Ryan Satin did, saying, oh, well, you know, this guy's a womanizing, like, sexual abuser, you know, trying to really paint him as this evil person, you know what I mean? He just did a hell of a sales pitch about a woman who's hot who agreed to do this whole thing, you know what I mean? So, you know, I personally probably wouldn't say that because it was a little weird and creepy, but I'm not going to try to paint Vince Russo as something, you know, that I know he's not really, even though it was a little weird, and I made a funny parody of it. And what I did, I think, was appropriate to make fun of how he was acting about these women. But what Ryan Satin has, you know, what these people do is they slander people, and that's not cool, I don't think. You know, it'd even be funny if you said, you know, why don't you go like whore out some more women and like talk about their sweat dripping down their breasts for a ticket at a fucking dinner table. You know what I mean? Like, like, it's funny what he did. It's fucking weird. I don't know. But I don't know. But he went off on this tirade, and it's glorious.
Bro, but now I'm subtly anti-Semitic, bro. And how freaking dare you, bro? How dare you? How dare you, bro? Because I sit here and I say, you guys are going to kill each other in the ring, and it's unnecessary, bro. And it's unnecessary because I actually care about your well-being and want you to have long careers so you could support your family. I'm a freaking homophobe, bro. And I'm anti-Semitic. Are you guys out of your effing minds, bro? Like, literally, Cody, are you homophobe. Out of your effing mind? You know nothing about me, bro. And how dare you? Ask your brother if I'm homophobic, bro. I worked with your freaking brother.
Yeah, he was blowing gold dust in the back while they were talking about a storyline.
5 years, every single day. I work with Dustin at TNA every single day. Ask Dustin about Vince Russo, you piece of crap. And, you know,
it's funny because people gave Vince a bunch of crap down below in the comments. He made a video today about it. I saw it while I was listening to the video. And it's like, you know, people calling him not a good Christian and everything. You know, because he went off, or he's not a good Christian because he was defending homosexuality. There was actually Christians in the chat saying that Vince wasn't a good Christian because he was defending homosexuality. So now Vince is not only under attack by Cody Rhodes, who called him a homophobe, but now he's under attack by the Christians that listen to him that say he should be attacking the homosexuals. So now Vince is just fucking in trouble with everybody. There's no fucking winning this shit. There's no getting out of this shit, you know, because he's being attacked from all ends. What are you going to do, you know? And listen, to the Christians who say that you need to attack. And by the way, Listen, we all know how I feel about Christianity. First of all, Vince Russo at some point in this video or in the next video, I forget which one, at some point he says that he believes in everything in between all the pages of the Bible. Well, isn't there sentences in the Bible that are against gays? But then there's also sentences that are for gay, that are for, anybody being a good person. So the Bible is such a mess, dude. Just like any other writings of human beings going back, there's always a contradiction, right? Like America, all men are created equally. Didn't we write that in the fucking, what is it, the Constitution? I don't know. I'm a GD too. But, all men are created equal. Yeah, except for the black slaves and the women. They wrote that during that time. They wrote all men are created equally. Well, tell that to fucking Jethro, who's picking your fucking cotton outside, who's sweating his ass off right now. Tell that to fucking Rebecca, who can't fucking grab a drink from the water fountain because it's whites-only water fountain. So, all men are created equally. Yes, it was a nice sentiment. It wasn't activated yet. And that's the part of I agree with that statement. But it didn't. It took hundreds of years, it seems, for that to finally somewhat start to sink in with many people. And with the Bible, it's all over the place with contradictions. I'm not going to get into it, but what I will say is I can understand why some of his Christian followers are confused, because they're saying, well, I believe that the Bible says God's against gay people and stuff, and that Jesus, you don't do this. This is, this is evil. This is the devil. But you're saying it's not, but you're saying you believe in every Bible and every page. Well, how can you do that if you don't? So I get that. It's confusing. But in the end, context matters. And not only does context matter, but intent matters. And also, not only does intent matter, but you matter. Your intentions matter. Vince Russo's intentions mostly, aside from being a little bit of a skeevy, salesy guy, I believe his intentions mostly are to be good to people, good to humans. I think he wants to be good to people. He may be a little sleazy with some things and the things he does with, putting himself out there, but I'm guilty of that as well. But you know what I mean? It's, I don't think he wants anybody to suffer, or he's against any group of people, really. I think Vince is the type of guy that doesn't understand that weird talk when we say, oh my God, I'm jizzing my pants for this match, or holy shit, dude, after that Kenny Omega match, I got a full 12 inches. I say that shit too, and he doesn't understand that, so he's saying there's something wrong with me. So if Vince Russo is even insulting me, because I say shit like that. He said, there's something wrong with these grown men who watch this wrestling now. Oh, look at his abs, and oh my God, I'm gonna jizz my pants for that guy in that match. Wow. He thinks that there's something wrong with that. Now, if that's a joke, that's funny, right? Because guys do say that, and it's funny. If you watch all these wrestling reviewers and these mark people, smart marks, whatever he calls them, I don't even know. And for them to be like, holy shit, that Kenny Omega match, dude, I'm fucking coming. That's sort of just the way people talk now. It's a very garbage slang that we all use nowadays. And I don't think Vince Russo understands that. And I think if I was sitting at a dinner table with Vince Russo having a drink and I said, damn, Vince, did you see Kenny Omega last week, dude? I almost whacked off right there. I could see Vince being like, whoa, bro, what the hell do you mean by that, bro? He's that type of person. He's old school. He doesn't quite get that. He's a... he always says he's Italian, whatever that means. And so I understand that. And I think if I rubbed Vince Russo's back and said, hey, Vince, maybe later we'll get in the fucking shower together, he would freak out because he's not gay. And I think he is a little phobic about it. But I don't think it's not mean. It's not malice. He doesn't hate gay people. He's a little phobic, a little defensive about gay lingo and gay language impeding on his manlyhood. I think that that's true. But I think to say that he just hates all gay people, and I know that's not what Cody said. He said he's homophobic. But it's a dangerous slope to label somebody that. You got to have more responsibility, I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is Cody Rhodes wrong for saying this about Vince? Is Vince wrong for whatever? I think both guys are good dudes. I think Vince is a little old school, and so that's what's going to happen. And I think Cody is a little fucking, I don't know, snotty or something about this for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe he's mad that maybe Vince blew Goldust years ago, and Cody was like, why not me, Vince? Why didn't you blow me? I don't know. Maybe that's what happened. But anyway, that's the story, and it's been going on. It's just fucking anti-Semitic, okay?
No, bro, I can sit here all day, and I could say a million things about Cody Rhodes. You know what, bro? I'm not going to.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to insult Cody. I'm not going to cut Cody down.
He does a little bit.
Bro, hosting a show on my brand, Miss Chantel Air.
He's talking about, he has a transgender woman, you know what I mean? Like, or, working on his shows. You know, so that's what he's saying. And, you know, a lot of the people on the other side will say, oh, yeah, that's the old argument. Like, oh, I have black friends. Or I have gay friends. I'm not, whatever. Well, so what? If he does, then, I mean, he clearly doesn't have a problem probably with gay people. And then Vince is going to go on to say that, oh, maybe it's a front. Maybe it's a front for my bigotry or whatever. And I don't believe that. I think just Vince is a free spirit, and he says what he says about people. And if you're a good person, he likes you. If he thinks you're a good person, he likes you. If he thinks you're a shit person, he don't like you. If he wants to say something absurd, he says something absurd. If he wants to say something kind, he says something kind. He's not thinking about genders and what people are. He doesn't care. He just wants to say whatever he says and just do whatever. But it's all these other people that have changed now into having lines and you can say this, you can't say that. I'll tell you what you can say and what you can't say and what makes you this or that. I guarantee you going forward in my life, especially on this show, as an actor sometimes and as myself, I will say offensive things. But I know in my heart that I love everybody. I love fucking every race, every color, every religion. I will fight for a Christian's right to believe in Jesus and believe in their religion as much as I'll fight for somebody's right to be atheist. I will fight for anybody's right to be white or black or Hispanic or Chinese or Japanese or Asian or Indian or Middle Eastern or whatever you are. It doesn't matter. We're all human. But I will also fight for freedom of speech. And freedom of speech, whether it's insulting, comedic, truthful, or an opinion, it will not be hate speech. It's not hate speech. It will be speech. If you are actually going online and saying, we should kill so-and-so group, and you mean it, and it's not a joke, because that could be a joke. Like, let's just kill all the whatever. That's a joke. But if you say, we should kill so-and-so, and you're serious, you're just trying to spread that word of, I think we need to kill, like, blah, blah, blah. That's hate speech. That's actually hate speech. I hate all this group. Well, that's hate speech. And I don't even, and still you really didn't do anything illegal. But I'm gonna keep my eye on that person. Like, that's fucking weird. Maybe we should watch that guy. You know? Make sure he don't get a weapon or something, maybe. And that is pretty extreme, right? But there's even people that would defend that, right? Fine, which I can totally agree with that. Until you're out there actively doing something that's showing like you're about to prepare for genocide or something. You know what I mean? We don't, that's where we start looking at you. But people who just make jokes about each other's race and genders and things to be funny or just to be whatever. So get a helmet. Who cares? I was shoved down by a black guy when I was 11. And he said, get out of my way, you fucking you little honky bitch. Called me a little white boy and shoved me down. You know what I mean? I didn't think like, oh man, what a racist black guy. I didn't think that. I just thought, well, he's mad. You know what I mean? He probably wasn't. I got a gun pulled on me. And when the guy pulled the gun and said, you're in the wrong neighborhood, white boy, I don't necessarily even think that guy was racist. This guy pulled a fucking gun on me and called me white boy. I don't think that black guy was even racist. I just think he was calling me whatever to fucking insult me. Just like I've seen white people, especially in the 90s in South Boston, when I used to hang out there a lot, I'd see white guys call a dude like drop an N-bomb on a dude. Be like, yo, this N-bomb's in the wrong neighborhood or whatever. And even those guys, I know, despite saying a racist thing to a black guy, which I would never say to I don't think I would ever say to a black guy, unless I was like enraged or something. Because when you're enraged, you'll say whatever you can that's the worst thing to the person, right? If you're a black guy and you're really pissed off, right? And let's say a white guy walks in and does something to you, does something fucked up to you, and then gets in a shouting match with you. Now, if you're a good dude and you're not racist, you're probably not going to say anything about him being white. But at some point, you might if you go crazy, and you might say, you know, oh, fuck you, white motherfucker, like, or fuck you, cracker ass, or something like that, or fuck you, stupid honky. You're just like all the other fucking rich honky bitches, or something like that. You know what I mean? And you're like, and he might call you a bad word about something about being black or something. I don't know. But both of you on a normal day might be friends. But you were just talking shit. Booker T understands this because I heard him say something about this the other day. And it's just, dude, people talk shit sometimes. Doesn't mean they're a racist, paint them a racist forever, or in 10 years dig up the audio of what they said and then they're always painted as a racist. You know, judge a person by their character and by their real actions. You know what I mean? And learn to forgive people because everybody makes mistakes, and everybody makes a lot of mistakes with verbalization and what you say, right? Now, if you're in the privacy of your own home and you get recorded saying some crazy shit, that's more disturbing because that's you in your real element. But if you're in a heated argument with somebody and you guys start throwing around shit, that doesn't mean that the racism came out. You know what I mean? Sometimes you do see the racism come out, but you know when you see those, sometimes you see those videos of like the old white ladies and they're just nasty to people. Like, go back to your own fucking country, or learn to speak English here. Learn to speak, like, it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, this is America. They don't actually have to speak English. I mean, it would be nice if they would learn our our language that we mostly agreed on, English. But this is America, and if they don't want to, they don't have to, because that's what we fucking pride our country on. If they don't want to speak English, good luck to them, you know? But to harass them and bully them and get in their faces about it because they don't speak English, that's not nice. And that's different. If two guys get in a fight and start slinging slurs about each other, that's different. That's just people talking shit. So anyway, the bottom line of this whole thing, I can't believe I'm still doing a video right now. The whole thing about this thing is people need to be less sensitive, okay? Be less sensitive. It's disturbing to me that Cody Rhodes is so sensitive. But All In sold out, man. It killed it. And congratulations to those guys. I wish I was going. I don't fucking have a ticket, actually, now that I think about it. You know, Chicago, would have been nice to go over to Chicago, have a party over there. You know, maybe we still can. I don't know. I hope Flip Gordon's going. Shout out to to Flip Gordon. Shout out to the Young Bucks and everybody over there. Just, you know, I know Vince Russo said, I sold 10 million tickets. You sold 10,000. Go piss off or whatever. I don't agree with Vince, by the way, on a lot of his comments about the indie scene and stuff like that, but there is part of it I do agree with. I think Vince goes too extreme that way, and I think a lot of these guys go too extreme that way. And now there's a third element of SJWism that's pulling up that way, and it's just making this whole thing crazy. But, you know, it would be great if the whole goddamn thing was a work. That'd be pretty funny. And here I am, worked by the whole thing. But anyway, guys, that's what I have to say. Hope you guys subscribe to me down below. My name is Joe Cronin. Thank you to Scott McKinnon, who just became a $25 patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. If you guys really want to support what I do here and have me do more of these commentaries, please become a patron. Patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Plus, you get a bonus 6 to 8 hours a week, usually, of audio and video and tons of content and shows. We got a bunch coming this week, so look for that on Patreon. Thank you, guys, and I'll be live tonight for my Raw review on my other YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Corrupted Podcast. That's Corrupted Entertainment's YouTube channel, and I will be live on that channel tonight because we can't go live from this one. What's up to all the new subscribers? How are you guys doing? Thanks for making this show great. We've been here for 5 years doing this, maybe 6 years now, and it's been a fun time. Click that like button if you like it and stick that thumb directly up my ass. And if you missed out on some of the other videos, well, They're popping up right now for you. Check out these other videos you might have missed because YouTube isn't alerting everybody. Click that bell, click the sub button, and then touch yourself and see all my videos. I'll see you next